Record. So the big thing, you guys, what are fats? What do you think of when you think of fats? Butter. What else do we think of when we think of fats? Oils. Okay. Fat cells. Yes. Do you think fats are important for us? Yes. Why are fats important for us? Yeah.
It's like the oil.
It basically is like lubrication, right? So there's a bunch of different types of fats. Okay. Do you guys know? Can anyone name some of the different types of fats? What? There's basically like 3 different like groupings of fats. Huh? Trans fat's a part of one. Saturated. Polyunsaturated. And monosaturated. Yes. Yeah, we got oil from Valissa there, okay? So you guys, now the big thing that we want to know is our saturated fats. You guys, those are the ones that can cause, like, that's where you get into the trans fats and all these kind of things, right? So where do we find our saturated fats? Anyone know where we find? Huh? Meats, meat, and animal byproducts most often, right? So that's where you get your saturated fats a lot of the time are in your butters, your butters, cheese, ice cream. Basically, the big thing that you want to watch for is like a butter, when hydrogenated oils. Does anyone know that term? You heard that term? Penny works in margarines and stuff like that. So the act of taking a saturated fat and creating it into a hardened form is when they hydrogenate it. Okay, and that raises, so saturated fats on their own plus the act of hydrogenating it, raises, it gives a massive increase to raising your blood cholesterol levels. So that's where we get our bad fats. That's where we get the fats that, where we talk about, you know, the visceral fat and the fat that coats your organs and all those things, right? So that's where you really want to focus. Ladies, can we turn, sorry, just hold on 2 seconds. Are we done there? Thanks. Okay. So we really just want to make sure that you guys, that we're focusing on the good fats. So who can tell me good fats? What are good fats? Avocados, nuts, coconut oil, olive oil. Yes, olive oil is a good fat. Salmon, flax. But it's a healthy fat. When you're eating a salmon, often for me, you want, like, salmon is such a great healthy fat, right? So it is high in fat. Yes. Yeah, so
Farm salmon, but
Atlantic salmon, like wild salmon is the best salmon for you because it's got that good balance. Okay. The big thing that you guys, the big thing that we need to know is there's a massive imbalance in our fats right now. A massive imbalance. Can anyone tell me what we're imbalanced in? Does anyone know? Omega-6 versus omega-3. Yes. Okay. So we have lots of omega-6 and very little. So we have lots of omega-6 and very little omega-3. These 2 fats our bodies cannot produce on their own. So we need to ingest them. Okay. They're very important. These 2 fats should be balanced. They should be balanced, but they're not. Does anyone know what's happened in our culture over the last 15, 20 years that's caused this massive imbalance? Almost.
everything is refined.
Almost. Corn. Corn. Corn is one of the biggest components in our diet that feeds us omega-6s. Do you know what they feed cows now? Corn. They're not grass-fed anymore. Grass has omega-3. Corn has omega-6. So right from what we're feeding our animals, we've changed. We've changed these things, which has now created a massive imbalance. When you look on, what are some of the things, like we bought these little like Welch, we buy gummies for kids, right? And they can promote it as healthy, all fruit, all this stuff. Do you actually check the label as what the first ingredient is? Corn syrup, right? We take corn and we've taken corn and we've turned it into, it's in everything. And corn is massive high in bad, like sugary carbs and omega-6s. So we've got this influx of omega-6 and how many of you eat fish 3 to 4 times a week? Well, Matt eats fish 3 to 4 times a week. Anyone on here eats fish 3 times a week? Oh, yeah, okay, we got one. Not salmon. Okay, twice-ish. Did you know if you overcook fish, you actually kill the omega-3s in the fish? So if you have fish 3 to 4 times a week, but you overcook it, you're not getting those healthy fats from it because you've actually cooked the fat out of it, right? Yes, Matt? Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's really important, you guys, that we're focusing on getting those omega-3s and getting them in our healthy. So what are some of the main things that we can get omega-3 from? Does anybody know? Any ideas? Omega-3 we can get from where?
Supplements.
Supplements, yes. Yes, we can get them from supplements. Flax, avocado, salmon, and supplements. Okay, for me personally, we supplement omega-3 all the time. I take my Herbalife line all the time because I know that I want that balance. Does anyone know what one of the main signs of an imbalance in your fats can be? Any idea? Actually, inflammation. When you have too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3 and they're not balanced, you can have an inflammation problem, right? So if you find that you like, we know, how many of you have had like a really bad day on your nutrition plan where you're like, today I'm just gonna eat anything and everything, and the next day you're stiff, you're sore, you're cranky, you have a headache? Has anyone ever had that? Everybody's like, everybody, me, right? The big thing is because we've got all of those bad fats that are like, our body is saturated with them. And they cause aches and pains and strains because our body can't process them properly. It doesn't know how to get rid of them. So by having that balance is super, super important. Does anyone know, one last thing about fats? One last thing we're going to talk about fats. Does anyone know what omega-3 does to belly fat? It eats it. It literally eats it. So omega-3 eats bad fats. And we have done it before, and you can kind of see it. I don't know if you guys, we've got a cup here. And you can, if you look, you can actually see it is thinning. So we'll leave it in here. So we'll post a picture when it's done. But we put a Herbalife line. So Matt and I took a Herbalife line. We cut it. We stuck it in the styrofoam cup. Does anyone know what styrofoam is made out of? Pig's fat. So styrofoam is actually made out of pig's fat. And if you look, you guys can come here. You can look. You can see that the omega is actually eating the cup. If you look through, you can see that the omega, you can see the light coming through. It's currently in the process of eating the cup. So we'll leave it here. We're going to leave it here, and the omega will eventually work all the way through. So, and then when it's done, I'll post a picture of it online. But that is the Herbalife line. It's omega-3. Our omega-3 is pure, so it doesn't go rancid. So if you ever had an omega-3, we like burnt fish. Yeah, and everyone's like, I'm not taking those, they're disgusting. The Herbalife line does not do that. So it's actually pure. We make sure that it doesn't go rancid. It's basically formulated to eat your bad fat, take care of your heart, take care of your brain, all these things. Yeah. So it's really important to make sure that you guys are getting your omega-3s in, and especially some of us might live near the ocean. We in this room do not. Okay, so not being that close to having all those natural omegas every day, it's really important to make sure that you are supplementing of some kind, or that you're focusing on where you're getting your omega-3s from every day. Okay, so any questions about healthy fats? No? No? Good? We're good online? Everyone's good there? Yes. Okay, chat is good. I see some thumbs up there. So next, we're going to chat really quickly. You guys, I want to talk about portion sizes. Who here likes to eat? Ah, go bigger. Okay. Who here sometimes find that their eyes are bigger than their stomach? Nobody. That never happens, does it? Okay, so if you've worked with me, or if you've had any pretty much conversations, what's one of the things that's always suggested you get right off the bat? A food scale. You can find them at pretty much any box store for 20 bucks. I always suggest a digital one because it's just easier for when you start getting balance and weights, you spend way too long meal prepping, okay? But having that food scale really gives you that visual in the beginning, but there's some very easy ways to figure out your portion size. So if you were to think of a medium-sized fruit, what's something you can compare that to? A tennis ball, your fist. Yep, a light bulb. That's about a medium-sized fruit, right? So when you see that, when you like go on your Fitness Pal or whatever, and it's like a medium apple, you're like, oh, I guess this is it. And it's like the jumbo pink lady or whatever that's like 4 apples in one. Okay, so there's having that idea, that mindset, and having those visuals of something to compare to, having basically a tennis ball would be a medium-sized fruit. So when you think of an orange or you think of a plum or these kind of things, right? Some of them are higher sugar than others, but general reference, your fruit should be about the size of a tennis ball. So again, that goes to berries, half a cup of berries. What is that going to visually look like? It's about the size of a tennis ball. Okay, what do we think of when it comes to your meat size? Like a portion of what does 4 ounces of protein look like? Your palm. Yep, or your deck of cards, right? So, and generally everyone's like, my husband's hands are bigger than mine. Well, yeah, he actually needs to eat more than you, so his hands are bigger, right? So a good rule of thumb is your own hand. Your own hand, your palm size here, and then generally about the width, right? So yes, it could be like, because you've seen those tennis ball steaks, right? Where it's like the size, it's the size of your palm, but it's this thick, okay? So you want to make sure, we've had them, that it's about the size of your palm, and it should be about 1 inch thick. Okay, that's a good portion size for about 4 ounces of protein. Matt's hands are bigger, he needs 5 to 6 ounces of protein. Okay, what do we think about for, I have one more here. And I don't have it in right now. Okay, what about a serving of cheese? Does anyone know a serving of cheese? Yeah, it's 1 ounce, right? So you can weigh it, or it's about the size of your thumb. Now, if you've got the bag shredded cheese, I really like that, like on my eggs or something like that, like just a little sprinkle of cheese. If you're just doing a little sprinkle of cheese, you're fine. But if you're making a dish or you're putting a serving of cheese on, weigh it out. Because a little sprinkle of cheese can become 2 to 3 servings of cheese very quickly. And you don't realize it. And then you come here, you go to your weigh-in, or I was so good all week. Why? Why am I only down 1.2 instead of 2, right? So it's really important to know, like, are you actually truly being accountable? Are you measuring out your peanut butter? That's another one. Tablespoon. Often, what we think is a tablespoon is a lot more than a tablespoon, okay? It comes down to your nuts, to your serving. So when you're, especially healthy fats are so important, but there's something that's very quickly, easily overdone. So measuring it out, there's nothing wrong with peanut butter. There's nothing wrong with almond butter. There's nothing wrong with walnuts or feta or any of that stuff. It's all important. It's all good in a balanced lifestyle, but again, in moderation. So it's very important to make sure that it's in moderation. So that's where, if you're going to measure out anything, start with your healthy fats. Good? Good? Hi! Lillian, join the call. Awesome. Okay, so what else we're going to talk about, you guys, is sometimes when our meals matter. So who here thinks sitting down at the kitchen table helps you eat better? We got some. Okay, or having a designated area that you eat your food. Do you think that that makes a difference in how your hunger and your cravings will go? Yes, it does. Right? So if you guys can find, it's not going to happen all the time. Our lives are not like that. We're busy on the go. But if you can try and sit down and have dinner at the table, it allows your brain to focus on the food that you're eating. It gives that, your body slows down and you go, okay, we're going to eat now. How often do we scarf down food and then we're hungry 20 minutes later? Did we actually take the time to let our mindset acknowledge that I'm fueling myself right now? Or did we just scarf it down and then we're on to the next thing? Our body's going, oh, we got to eat, because we didn't even give it time to process, right? So having a designated, like just a routine. I'm not asking you to spend 45 minutes at the kitchen table, but have a routine, have a designated place that you eat a meal a day. If it's breakfast, if it's dinner, if it's lunch, if it's snack time, right? I really try and get my kiddo, anyone that's watched my daughter knows that she snacks all day. As soon as you try and get her to sit down at the table, it's like World War III. But we've become very aware of she needs to sit down at the table and have dinner every night. And if she chooses not to eat that, guess what she gets for snacks for the rest of the day? Here's your lasagna. Here's your lasagna. Here's your lasagna. Because we need her to take that time to actually focus. And I want her to appreciate the food that she's eating. I don't want her to have the bad habits of consistently eating all day long, but then overeating or under eating, right? Because she hasn't actually taken the time to acknowledge I'm eating right now. Eating while watching Peppa the Pig or chasing the dog around or all these things, because she'll literally eat and then 10 minutes later be like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, you just had a protein bar. And a kid your size, that protein bar is more than enough to fill you up right now. But she didn't take the time to allow her body to process that it was eating because she ate on the go. So I'm just going to encourage that if you find that, sometimes just take 20 minutes. Take 20 minutes. And even though in our minds we don't have that time, I just challenge you, set your alarm clock. Put 20 minutes on your phone and see how long it actually takes you to eat. Does anyone know how long it takes for your stomach signal that you're eating food to get to your brain? About 15 to 20 minutes. How many of us would say on average we eat our entire meal in under 15 minutes? Do you see how easy it is to overeat? Because then 15 minutes later, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I ate so much. How did I eat that much? We've overeaten because we didn't even give our body the time to acknowledge it was eating before we'd already overeaten. If you put out your plate and you take seconds before 15 minutes, do you actually need those seconds? Probably not. Right? So slow down just a little bit, just a little bit, and take that time to appreciate what you're doing for your body. Have that healthy relationship with your food. Right? Eat slower. Eat slower. Enjoy it. Otherwise, you'll be hungry 10 minutes later. That's no fun. What's another tip you can have when it comes to having dinner? Water. Smaller plate. Eat your veggies first. Yeah.
I think even the color of your plate changes what it looks like.
Yep. Eating, I think it's off a darker plate. I think is better because it makes your food look more vibrant. Your food stands out.
I just heard that today on the radio. Black plate, they say, is better because it makes your food
it's more appealing. Yep. Right. And I can tell you guys, and this is a story, and eventually we'll get new plates. But right now, if anyone knows, there's that fad that went through of these like giganto square plates. Right? I met my wonderful, amazing husband. We moved in together, and I have my large plates, my large round dinner plates. They fit inside of his square dinner plates. So when you have a plate of food, do you think it's very easy to overeat? Yes, it is. So I take our gigantor side plate of the square and I eat off that. Right? You wouldn't believe how much bigger your food looks when you put it on a plate that actually fits it. When you put 4 ounces and half a cup of veggies on gigantor, literally the plates are bigger than my laptop. I'm serious, you guys, okay? Like, the dimensions of them, but you're sitting there, you're like, that's all I get? Oh, but I'm so hungry. But if you put it on a smaller plate, guess what? The plate is overflowing. And our minds are very tricky and they're very mean. So if you can trick them back, you're going to win the game. Yeah, get small plates. Trish always, we've done food challenges, accountability challenges, we post pictures, and I'll never forget the day Trish was like, what do you do? Your food's always on kids' plates. It's so funny. I'm like, it sure is. Those IKEA little round plates, they're tiny. You put half a cup of egg whites on there, and you're like, wow, how am I going to eat all this? Right? So really taking that time, play those games with yourself. Find a smaller plate. Yep. Exactly, right? So eating with a smaller fork, eating with a smaller spoon, smaller utensils. Can you load it up as much? No. This big soup ladles that we serve ourselves with nowadays, that's half a cup of mashed potatoes right there. 1 scoop. Oh, I'm hungry still, right? So eat with a smaller spoon. It slows you down. It makes you accountable. It keeps you aware. You don't eat the baby ones. Those are pretty tiny. Even Taylor has a really hard time with those. But just making those simple changes in your life. Okay. The other one is, you guys, I want you to focus on your food. Turn off the TV. Turn off the TV because it's mindless eating. You just sit there and you just eat. And you're doing something else and you're not even listening to your body. You're not even chewing. You're not even, right? It's mindless eating. Just turn off the TV. I can tell you, I've watched my own daughter with the TV. She's like feeding her ear, right? Because she's not even focused on what she's doing. Focus on your food. It's there to support you. Because when you focus on it, then you appreciate it. And you don't eat as much. Okay, deals? Good? I've got a question here. Put your fork down. Yes, that's a great one, Melissa. Put your fork down between bites. What about salad dressing? What's a great way to portion salad dressing?
I know.
Nikki knows. Okay.
Like dip the fork in it and then
Yep.
give it salad dressing and eat it for
Yes,
you taught me that.
I did. Yes, yeah. A great way to portion your salad dressing is to have your salad dressing on the side. So anytime you go to a restaurant or anything like that, this is the easiest way to control it. You dip your fork in the salad dressing, scoop up your lettuce, stab all of your veggies, and then eat it. And guess what? You get dressing in every bite. And it's all, because dressing, you just need the flavor, right? If you've got tomatoes and cucumbers and sometimes cheese or eggs, you don't need the dressing for moisture. That's a game we play with ourselves. Oh, like dry lettuce? No, there's generally a lot more on a salad than just lettuce. Okay, so dip your fork, dip it in there. What's another thing you can do at a restaurant to help you? We're gonna talk about eating out. We got a couple more minutes here, and we're gonna talk about eating out for a little bit. Yep. Yes. Portion sizes. Get half of it packed up, especially if you're ordering pasta. Please, 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 please. If you're ordering a pasta dish, half of it's packed up before it comes to the table. Even their healthy dishes, it's way too many carbs. And often you need to double the protein. Okay, pasta is, Italian restaurants make a lot of money because pasta is very cheap and they give you these huge portion sizes. So you think you're getting all this food, but realistically, there's almost never any protein in it. Okay, so pack up half of it right away. What's a good appetizer? If you're going out for a nice big family meal or this or that, what is a great appetizer? Water, salad, vegetable broths, like soups, that kind of stuff. Try and avoid, if you plan to have like an indulgent meal, right? When you're going out, it's not about not having any of those things. It's about kind of choosing one or the other. So if you want to have the crab cakes, if you want to have the stuffed mushrooms, or if you want to have the chicken wings for an appetizer, then you're going to choose a lighter meal option. If you want to have the steak with the shrimp and the potato, you're going to choose a lighter appetizer option, right? It's about learning that balance, that when you do go out and indulge and treat yourself, that you're not completely falling off the wagon. You're still setting yourself up so that you can get out of there successfully, right? Same with drinking. There's nothing wrong with drinking, but be aware of how much you're eating when you're drinking. Does anyone know what alcohol does to your appetite? Makes you feel hungry, right? For some reason, at 2 o'clock in the morning, pizza places are so busy. Okay? On the weekend, all these people are coming home, they're starving. There's no reason for them to eat at 2 o'clock in the morning, but alcohol increases your appetite. So be aware of it. Be aware of, you know, like go into it accountable for, I'm going to eat within my portion size. Bread. What happens when they bring that bread to the table? You eat it all. Yes. Ask for more. That's a great thing. Yeah, ask them not to bring it to the table. That's a good thing, because you know it's, or have your piece and ask them to take it away. When they offer you more, say no thank you and be satisfied with that. Don't feel like you're missing out on something. Be excited and proud of the decision that you just made for your health and for your future. When you can live in that moment of pride, of like empowerment, of like, I did that and I said no, it rises you up. If you want to have dessert, what's a great way to have dessert with someone? Share it. Or get the mini ones. Yep. They have those little mini appetizer desserts now. The sampler packs. And even share those. Because you don't need 6 different types of cake, right? You can each have a little one. Well, you know, it depends on the day. But I'm just saying, I guess we got some nods here. Maybe I want 6 different types of cake. But it really is important that share it, you guys. It's not about going and eating out and eating salad. It's about going and eating out and being aware and being confident in the decisions you're making. You're not lacking anything. You're not leaving anything out. If you want to go, enjoy yourself, but make sure that you're taking, like, don't enjoy in every part of the meal, from, you know, fried cheese to pasta baked in the oven to cream cheese dessert, right? Like, have one with balance. Yes, Colleen.
So I don't annoy everyone sitting there trying to like decide.
Yes. Yes. And yep, that's a great thing. Fine. And a lot of restaurants now have to have, they have their nutrition labels up. So it's like, because you'll think like, we're going to send out a little, watch the level 10 page. There's going to be some fun quizzes coming up about eating out in portion sizes. Because there's things like, you'll go to like a Mexican restaurant and think, oh, that's a good burrito. you're so tricked because they put lettuce on it, right? You're like, that's gotta be the healthy choice. No, you would have been better with the fish taco, right? So it's like, yeah. So it's really important that if you can take that time before to check the nutrition, like check the website, or you guys post on the level 10 page. There's nothing wrong. Post the link to the restaurant you're going. Hey, any feedback? What would you guys eat if you're going here? Because not only does it help you, but it gets everyone else engaged. So that if they ever go there, it helps everyone educate everybody. Everybody gets to be accountable together, right? So that's what that page is there for. That if you're going out and you're like, I really don't know, or we're here, or I'm in this part of town, sometimes you get a response right away. Sometimes you might not, but that's what the community is there to support each other. So if you see someone make that post, reach out and support them too. Good? So this week's challenge, you guys, is to focus on your healthy fats. So I want to hear how you are incorporating healthy fats into your daily lifestyle. So whether it's almonds, whether it's avocado, whether it's cooking with coconut oil, FYI, scrambled eggs and coconut oil is phenomenal. It's so good. Okay, so a little bit of coconut oil in the pan, toss those egg whites in there. So post a picture of your healthy fats. I want to see 5 pictures over the next week on the level 10 page. Everyone's beauty. Costco's going to run out of avocados this week. It's going to be awesome. It's okay. This is your challenge to inspire others. You guys, the purpose of posting the pictures is to hold you accountable, but also to inspire others. Because you know that there's those days when you need to pick me up and you go there. And so by you being that person one day, you're going to give back to that person the next day. Okay. So I want to do some celebrations. So we'll do some celebrations really quick, and then we'll let everybody go. So who would like to share their celebrations this week?
Terry.
Terry, would you like to share your celebration? Yes. All right, just come on up. Come share.
I took over the 2 weeks. I'm down 10.
Yes! So Sherry just shared with us that in 2 weeks she's down 10 pounds. So what's been the biggest changes for you in those 2 weeks?
Eating every couple hours and drinking my water, yeah.
Eating consistently and drinking water. That's awesome. What's one of your favorite things to snack on?
Right now it's cottage cheese and strawberries.
Cottage cheese and strawberries. That's awesome.
Like the evening one right now.
And you're portioning it out?
Yeah.
Good. Good job. Congratulations. Yes! Guys, 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Woo! That's awesome. Anyone else want to share? Sylvie doubled her water intake. 4 of them, you guys. And this is a lady that with one. So you more than doubled. You quadrupled. Yes, congratulations. Down to 2 cups of coffee from 7 or 8.
One regular, one decaf.
That's awesome.
Now 4 of these.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's a huge plus shakes. Yes, water. Love water. Yay. Any other shares? That's a huge win. Congratulations. Who else would like to share?
Nicole, I think you have a share this week.
Oh. I'm gonna shout out to Lauren. She's down. What was it? 1.7 this week. You didn't even look? No. I'm also going to have an online shout out to Leanne. Leanne is 1 pound from her goal weight coming into this challenge. So congratulations. Yay. And she's traveling now. She did, it was a 10K last weekend that she competed in. Oh, a 5K that she competed in. And then her and her husband are heading down to Calgary this weekend, and they have a birthday party, and they're going out to a restaurant. So we're excited to hear how you keep your healthy fats and ice cream cake under control. It's going to be exciting. Any other shares? Nikki?
I'm down a few pounds, like since I started, 6 pounds, but I gained 7.8 pounds in muscle.
That's awesome.
Last week.
So you're down 2% body fat since you started this. Yes, and that's the big thing, you guys. That's the one number we always want to focus on is the body fat, right? Yes, that number on the scale is so important to us, but when you can really focus on those inches, that's why we do pictures, because pictures tell the true story, right? So if you haven't, like, you take a picture at the beginning of the challenge, because that's what shows the true story of the inches and the transformation that way. So congratulations. Yay. Yay! Hey, we got Cher online. Sherry is down 5.5 pounds and 6.5 inches in 2 weeks. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yay! And Leanne, I think you said Derek was down 10.3? Up? 13? Here, let me get you off mute here. How much was he down?
Just over 13.
Wow, congratulations. And this is a guy that he works at, he works at an office where basically they walk in front of him with donuts. And they're like, oh, you want it, right? So I'm really excited for you guys because their energy's much better, and they're avoiding all those sweets that everyone used to crave to. So speaking of which, next weekend we're talking about sugar. So if you guys want to, or sugar cravings, what sugar does to us, how sugar affects us, and how we can combat it. Good? Good. Okay, that's our call for the week. That's our class. Thank you for everyone for coming, and we're excited. Healthy fats. Yes, go eat some guacamole. Ah! Yes.